Hi, viewers. My name is Upesh Jain, and I'm the founder and host of the Exec Talk channel here in conversation with Dilip Saraf, LinkedIn's top career coach. We talk about a variety of topics that can benefit you in your professional and personal life. Today's topic is how to approach jobs in today's market.
I think it's the same advice
Mhm,
that applies to both sides of this equation, out of work as well as those who are working to get ahead in their careers.
mhm,
And I just posted a blog. It's a
mhm,
10-point prescription, if you want to call it that,
mhm,
that redefines how they need to look at the job market and their career. And if you just quickly rattle through them one at a time, I'll quickly tell you
mhm,
what are some of the things they need to do. And once again, it applies to both. Now, how they apply if they're out of work into their resume to rethink their avatar, I call it, or their
mhm,
incarnation into
mhm,
the right job landing
mhm,
is slightly different from if you're already in a job, how you take that job and morph it into something that's AI compatible. And
mhm,
those both things are, in my mind, very related. So I'll go through one at a time. So the first thing I've told my clients to do who are working, or it doesn't
mhm,
matter if you're out and looking, is move from job threat to task arbitrage. In other words, what you want to do is in any given task, let's say product manager or program manager or whatever, right? Or
mhm,
a FP&A lead or whatever, there is always this routine component of data gathering or analysis or things that are the fodder for how you do your job, right? The data gathering and so forth. So if you can move up that value chain, when I say task arbitrage, that means if you can delegate those routine tasks to AI-based systems or agentic AI applications, and move up where you have to show your judgment, or we have to take some accountability, or we have to, or you have to make a significant call about a decision. For example, losing a customer, how do you recover them, and so forth. Those are significant impact decisions in an organization. So don't just treat this as a job threat, but look at the tasks that allow you to free up your time to do more value rich work, I call it,
mhm,
or value added work, which is getting back to the customer and telling them ways that they can be more loyal to you or you can be more loyal to them.
mhm.
That takes a very personal connection. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's what I mean by moving up the value chain. I call that value density. Value density is high when you use yourself in a very personal way. Use
Mhm,
your judgment, use your intuition, use your personal superpower. All of those things only humans can do. And what the AI systems don't have is consciousness.
right.
We humans have
Emotion. Yeah.
consciousness. That
Mhm,
means empathy and connection and understanding signals of a human being. Only humans can do that.
mhm,
And that's what I mean by value density. And if you go to the tasks for high value density, then you become indispensable. In other words, you're going to be the last person to be fired if you can demonstrate that, right?
mhm,
The second one is the move up the judgment stack. That means that whenever any task, any job requires significant judgment that makes a difference in how it impacts the outcome, then you need to shift from being busy to being impactful. What judgment can I use in my current station to make myself more valuable to my company, to my customer, and to my ecosystem? That's how you need to think. And those who are out of work, flesh out those stories and highlight those stories in your resume to show that how you take charge of a critical judgment, made a call, and that call was successful. That's
mhm,
how you differentiate yourself. Then to say, I plowed a tons of data and then this is what I came up with. That's not a good story. Versus a story that says, I use my time to get back to the customer who was upset and walking away from us, to get them back, and not only get them back, but they're becoming a loyal customer back to us. That's a great story. And
mhm,
that's what people who are out of work should do, people who are in work to do to elevate their value and value density in the organization they are in. Now,
Right.
the third one is be the human in the loop, because any AI system or any AI-based system is going to be somewhat very clinical about how it makes decisions, and sometimes it hallucinates, all of that.
Hmm.
So a human in the loop can take over and say, this is not the right decision. They should make that call. In other words, just because an AI system tells them that this is the inference of the analysis I have made,
Hmm.
go with it, some human in the loop should say that's wrong.
Hmm.
And humans still have that power,
Yeah.
right? And that's how you differentiate yourself in the organization. And if you're out of work, if you have a story that says, yeah, I overrode an AI system that was taking in the wrong direction, that's your differentiator.
Right.
Right? The fourth one is develop scarcity along three axes, not just skills. Create domain depth, cross-domain fluency, and I'll tell you why that is. Cross-domain
Hmm.
fluency is important. And the third one is developing organizational trust. So
Hmm.
let's talk about domain depth. You need to be smarter to challenge an AI decision. For that, you need domain depth. You need to be technically skilled to say that decision is wrong. I know because from my own experience, I found that to be true. That's indispensable, right? The
Right.
second one is cross domain fluency. Things will fall apart across boundary lines. So, for example, going from engineering to product management, there's a boundary, right? And
Hmm.
if that boundary is not managed well by either parties, interchanging the information, looking at the requirements and all of that, the product will not be successful in the market. So
Right.
somebody at that boundary make a call and say, this is a wrong set of feature sets that we're pushing into the market, and our GTM will not be successful. AI system will say, oh yeah, this is great. This is what I proposed. You go with it. And this person says, no, it's not going to work. And that's the judgment call that comes from cross-domain fluency. You
Hmm.
understand engineering, you understand feature set. On the other side, you understand how the market is moving. That's the cross-boundary fluency.
Right.
Does that make clear to you? And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
if
Yeah. Yeah.
you operate at that boundary and make those judgment calls, you become indispensable. The third one sees organizational trust. You need to develop that trust across organization so that decisions you make stick and people say, yeah, that was the right call. The AI call was wrong.
Hmm.
That's how you build your brand, build your trust, and so forth. The next one is shift from output metrics to impact narratives. Because AI is very good at output. It creates output so fast, right?
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
it's good at speed.
Yeah.
So if you continue to measure speed and output as your metric, then you're missing a big thing is what impact are you creating? So if you change that metric from output to impact,
Right.
showcase in your resume, for example, if
Yeah.
you're out of work, that this is the impact I created by what I created as a workflow process in the organization,
Right.
hand in hand with automation. And this impact was huge for customers. That's a great story that will always sell.
Right. I mean, accuracy, right? I mean,
Accuracy,
you
correct.
you you could get an output very quickly, but if it's inaccurate or not true, then you're barking up the wrong tree, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
And you've reached the wrong destination.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the critical point you're trying to make.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So redefine what learning is in AI era. Do not chase every new tool. There are thousands of tools. Everybody is coming with tools every day, and
Hmm.
don't make your resume look like a tool stack. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
But if you show how they come together to solve a specific problem, to create an impact in a specific direction, and show the outcome of that, then that's what I call learning from how AI can help you rather than just saying, here are 10 tools I'm mastering and here's 10 more that I'm taking certifications for. That's not going to help you,
Right.
right? Okay, so the
Absolutely.
other one is on the human side, what you want to do is bulk up on your EQ. And when I
Hmm.
say that, what I'm saying is because people blindly follow AI given directives that say, oh, AI is telling me this, I must do this. and it's going to upset some people, it's going to cross some people, it's going to cross some sentiments, emotions, and so forth, because it's devoid of any human conscience, as I told you before, right?
Right.
And so consequently, if you build your EQ vector in this era and understand how to speak to people who are affected by how AI decisions are driving their life in the company,
Mm-hmm.
then you have an edge over them,
Yeah.
because now you can talk to those people in human terms,
Mm-hmm.
which AI cannot do,
Right.
right? And the final
Absolutely.
one is use first principle. Things are going to get so complex with all of these happening at all over the place with different AI systems across different boundaries, that you must look at a problem from fundamentals and look at how to solve it from ground zero, rather than saying, oh, we've traditionally done this, let's
Right.
repeat that template. And I think those are the things that you need to look at, how your job can be morphed. And if you can incorporate these changes I mentioned here, the whole list of them,
Right.
you will be pretty much immune from layoff.
That's that's right. Dilip, one thing that occurred to my mind was also creativity.
Mhm.
Besides the EQ aspect, I
Right,
mean, creativity, some people
right,
bring their creativity to the table,
right,
uh, perhaps
right.
in terms of design or
Yeah,
approach to solving a problem,
right.
etc.
That's what I said at the beginning, that
Yeah.
human side brings intuition, judgment, creativity. All of those things are very human driven, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And your point, you're making a good point. And that's why I think if you can continue to show that in addition to your ability and fluency with AI-based aids,
Mhm.
I call them there, that's what they are, they're aids or the enablers.
Yeah.
Then I think you will be indispensable. I don't think that you'll be prone to be laid off.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee, but that's what I tell my clients.
Yeah. Awesome, Dilip. Thanks for these inputs. And to my viewers, I would urge you to incorporate the points that Dilip made in your approach to whatever next project you're seeking to do and whatever next job you're targeting to get, and use it as unique differentiators for your purpose.
Thank you for
So
that.
thanks for
And
watching.
the entire blog I just posted today. And the title of the blog is Career Management in the AI Era. That's the title of the blog on LinkedIn.
Okay.
More details are in that blog. Uh-huh.
Thanks, Dilip. I really
Okay.
appreciate this.